In this episode, Golden and I discuss The Punisher, Season 2. Full speed ahead. Welcome to the Omega Beam number 43. I'm your host, Orren Merton, and we all know by now that Netflix has canceled all their Marvel series. The final season of Jessica Jones Season 3, will be airing in the near future. And we talked about The Punisher Season 2 a while ago, but other things like Marvel movies and all that were sort of more timely. So now we wanted to get you The Punisher Season 2 before Jessica Jones dropped. And enough time has passed that certainly you've had an opportunity to watch The Punisher Season 2 by now. And there are spoilers. So if you haven't seen the series, the one-line review is, watch it, it's worth it, and then come back and see what we have to say. All right, here we go. I'm here with Golden to mourn the loss of the Netflix show The Punisher, which is had its second and last season, which is all viewable up on Netflix. So...
Well, I was behind anyway because I don't know. I think I still have the last episode of Defenders that I still need to watch.
Yeah. You just hadn't been watching the Netflix Marvel shows.
You said Punisher was good.
Yeah.
And we ended up watching the first season of Punisher.
Yep.
And I was blown away because Jon Bernthal just does such a tremendous job.
Absolutely.
He just embraces the character, and it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then season 2 dropped, and we started watching it, and we watched one episode.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I figured, no, it's going to get better. And I could understand how you were having a little bit of a hesitation with the one character, the girl.
Right. Amy.
And yeah, because she wasn't very genuine.
Yeah. I mean, she was basically just a lying liar who lied. And after a while, it's like, okay, we know it. You're a lying liar who lied. And I was ready for him to move on.
Well, but he can't.
Yeah, but he can't. Right.
It's exactly. Just not in his nature.
Right.
It is not in his nature to turn his back when he sees that something is going wrong. Unfortunately, it cost him the one woman at the very beginning that he's starting to...
Beth, the sort of girlfriend.
The sort of girlfriend, and the fact that he might have been able to come back to that in the future.
Right.
Where he probably can't ever come back to that.
Right. Yeah, so it started out me not really loving it. Part of it is also that while I adore what Jon Bernthal and what the writers have done with The Punisher, especially at the beginning of the season, I was not thrilled with what the writers had done with Billy Russo. I know he's supposed to be Jigsaw from the Punisher comics, his rogues gallery of nasties, but first of all, he wasn't really Jigsaw. He was what he was before with a scar on his face. He wasn't like totally carved up or whatever. They gave him like a mask to put on that looked all Jigsaw-y, but it's fine. It was just not my idea of what I wanted to see. And so I wasn't really thrilled where that was going. But
you also weren't thrilled with the Doctor.
Oh yeah, I'm never at any point. I was never thrilled with the Doctor.
And I think it's just because you're just so adverse to that type of character or persona.
No, it's very true. I like that actress. I'm going to get her name wrong, probably. Floriana Lima. I'd seen her in Supergirl, and I'd really liked her playing Maggie Sawyer, and I know she's been in other things as well. I certainly like the actress. But I didn't like the character that they created for her. I mean, I just the idea of
the character fit Russo's character very well.
and
Because
which I also said I didn't.
And
it
wasn't that he was playing her. It's definitely that she was playing him, and she had been playing him for quite some time. She'd been playing him inside the hospital. It's just we weren't aware of that until later on.
I think the trope of sort of the psychologist who's actually sick herself is overdone. And so it just, I that particular plot line was just not one of my favorites. I ended up, by the time the season was over, I thought that the Punisher and Amy, I ended up liking their relationship, and I ended up feeling
the relationship grew.
Yeah,
it
and very well.
Metamorphosized. I mean,
yeah, and
I'll say it went through a metamorphosis.
There you go.
There we go.
And it was interesting too. I mean, they really had a great sort of almost paternal relationship. And of course, later I read in an interview that the actress, the very young actress who played Amy, that in fact John Barenthal is friends with her dad. So it really was, it just that kind of it lent itself very easily to that. But it came out on screen, I thought, and I really liked that arc. And I thought that the bad guy, Josh Stewart, who played John Pilgrim, at first I was like, who the hell is this guy? What's going on? But then eventually you began to learn about his character, and you realized, oh, he's a victim too. That he's being played and used, and as horrible as he is, he's also just a victim of all of these larger machinations, which made the end even more satisfying when, in fact, the Punisher did not take him out. That he in fact helped him out in the very end because he realized that he is a victim too. And I that arc I really began to like. The only part of the Billy Russo arc that I really liked was I thought that it ended very well.
Oh yeah, no, the last 2 episodes of the season were just extraordinary.
Yeah. And I think, and I've said this about every single Netflix Marvel show, with the exception of Daredevil 3, which we also did on the podcast, but they all are a few episodes too long. Or in the case of Iron Fist, which was 13 episodes, is maybe, 12 episodes too long. I felt it might have been a tighter series if instead of 13 episodes, maybe it was 10, 9.
No, I would disagree with you, because had it been 10 or 9 or 10, mm-hmm. That would have been 3 or 4 episodes that we didn't get to watch. And whether it had to be drawn out or not, I would rather watch a drawn out, excellent series like this drawn out.
Right, sure. Especially knowing that it was over. I
feel, well, they didn't say that, but we knew it.
We all knew it was over when they canceled everything else. What they had been doing is they'd been canceling, like Daredevil was canceled about a month after it dropped. Punisher was canceled about a month after it dropped. But I guess they realized that there was no point in waiting, and so they also canceled Jessica Jones before 3rd season even airs. They didn't even wait the month until after season 3 drops. They figured, why wait? And in truth, maybe Marvel asked them to, because I believe I read that Marvel's contract with Netflix is that once Netflix cancels these shows, Marvel can't do anything with the characters for 2 years. So maybe Marvel wanted the cancellations to happen sooner rather than later so that they get them back.
It'd be really awesome just to see all of these characters come back.
Sure.
On these shows, even if we have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, and I think it would be great to see them integrated into the greater Marvel universe. I mean, I think that's the one. There are disadvantages to what Marvel does with the cinematic universe all being tied together, in that when the movies have to, when the TV shows rely on the movies, you have things like Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which had to kind of just chill its heels until something happened in the movies, until they could have it happen to TV, and it gets very complicated because of different schedules. But I do think that when it's done right, and it is advantageous when you can introduce any of these characters into any of these shows. And I would love to see the Punisher show up in a Venom movie, or I would love to see Deadpool hanging out with Daredevil or whatever. I'd love to see these things. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would love to see them. So go ahead, watch it. Mourn its loss.
And then when you're done, go back and watch season 1 again. And then just watch season 2 again.
Yeah. This is all we get. And I gotta say that I'm glad they did it. Some like Iron Fist, Daredevil, I am so glad we got 3 wonderful seasons of Daredevil. I'm so glad we got 2 wonderful seasons of The Punisher. I'm guessing we're going to get 3 wonderful seasons of Jessica Jones. They haven't announced when Jessica Jones is going to drop yet. Seasons 1 and 2 were very good. I liked The Defenders. I thought it was good too. But I'm not particularly happy that we got Iron Fist. As Kevin Smith likes to say, we got iron fisted.
I haven't actually watched that series.
And
there's so many other things out there. I have to go ahead and delegate my time.
I was going to say, for the record, I have never actually tried to talk Golden into watching Iron Fist for a day. And in fact, when we were talking about Defenders, I said you don't need to watch Iron Fist to know what's going on in Defenders. Thank you, Golden.
You are very welcome. Well, you're welcome for this. We're just sad about Punisher.
We are sad about the Punisher. And on that terrible disappointment, to quote Grand Tour. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's it for this episode. You can find the show notes at theomegabeam.com/43. If you like this episode, please leave a review in Apple Podcasts app or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you have any comments or suggestions, please drop us a line at info@theomegabeam.com. Be good to yourselves and each other, and we'll catch you next time.